Hi there, everybody in the FFBE Global Group. Garrett is here with this week's Ask an Old Mog video. This one I was really hesitant to record and put together. Part of that is because the question that I'm going to be addressing is one that if you read the news, if you've been paying attention to like other content creators, or like even playing the game a little bit and paying attention, you should probably know the answer to it. But that said, we are seeing this question a lot in a lot of the comments and questions that are being posted in the main page, and so we're going to dive right into it. Even though I feel like it's a simple one, but even better than just answering it, I'm going to show it to you, show you the answer in combat, so you can see it for yourself. So here we are. The question that we're seeing a lot of is, hey, why doesn't my Machina, Queen, Kurasame, Cayenne have a Brave Shift after I got them to EX plus 1? And what's tricky about this is when you get them to EX plus 1, it actually pops up and says Brave Shift unlocked, and you think, oh, well, they should have a Brave Shift just like every other Neovisions unit. But the trick to that is that they don't have a Brave Shift because they don't get a Brave Shift. These units are units that get super limit bursts instead. So super limit bursts are special powerful attacks that are available after a set number of turns based on the EX level that you've achieved with that unit. That's pretty much it. So the super limit burst replaces their standard limit burst. When it's available, their limit bar also fills automatically, and you get a big buff to your attack, and some other relevant stats. So um, every unit's a little bit different as far as like what their super limit burst does. But let me give you an example of what I have here. So I have Machina at EX plus 2. You can see right there he's got the 2 stars. We're going to go ahead and look at him. And you can see his regular limit burst here, Cyclone Drive. So he does not have the Brave Shifts button. This is totally normal because he's a super limit burst unit, and he's got arrows here for his limit burst instead of not having that. So if I swipe over, look at that, super limit burst. And the benefit of this is pretty strong. It lowers defense. It's a big elemental resistance debuff, and it adds killers, and it does pretty significant damage. So for a limit burst, it's pretty strong for somebody that you can just kind of get just from awakening an old unit. And that looks a little bit different from a unit that actually has a Brave Shift. So here's Sky, she's got the Brave Shift button. She doesn't have the arrows here next to her limit burst. Even if I shift her, she doesn't have the arrows here. So we don't get a super limit burst because she has a Brave Shift. The benefit to that, quote unquote, is that you only have to equip your unit one time. You don't have to equip 2 different forms for 2 different things. That's not really a huge benefit. In fact, I think in some cases it's actually not good because you can set up your unit one way for like survival and then one way for a kill turn on a lot of like runs that we do for harder trials and stuff. But that's really it. Some units have them, some units don't. Take a look at Queen. I don't have EX plus 1 yet, so I have not unlocked her limit burst. Her super limit burst is not unlocked yet, so I'll be getting Queen's EX plus 1 in a couple of days when we get her next 25 shards, and then I'll have the super limit burst. But let's take a look at what it looks like in combat. I will go to just do the raid. Actually, I will not do the raid. Actually, I will do the raid. And to demonstrate it, I will take a unit that actually has higher level EX than me. Let's see here. Find a good one. Here we go. D-Berry 17. I'm going to go ahead and take this one because he's got Machina EX plus 3. Mine's plus 2. His is plus 3. Okay. So, like I said, the special Super Limit Burst becomes available after a set number of turns based on that unit's EX level. If I go into my Machina, it says I get mine in 3 turns. If I go into this one, his becomes available in 2 turns. I'm going to go ahead and just guard with my tank, and then that way I can demonstrate the super limit burst. Notice my Machina does not have his limit gauge filled. It's filling a little bit as he goes just because of how he works. But we're going to wait here. We're going to actually just repeat that. Notice none of our super limit bursts are available yet. This turn, the friend unit's Super Limit Burst is going to become available. Alright, so he gets, ooh, fancy graphics. He gets all kind of buffed up. If I go into his stuff, he's got all this cool stuff. Boost limit burst damage, boost attack, reduces physical and magic damage, boosts all of his stats, boosts all his, well, that's actually from the event. But he gets a bunch of buffs, right? He gets all these buffs. And then his limit burst is available. If I go here, he's got True Awakening compared to mine, Cyclone Drive. Alright, I'm actually going to go one more turn, just so I can show you how good they are when you pair them together. Because this is a really strong attack. Thank you, Seaguard, for covering for us. Alright, so mine's available. Notice his bar filled up completely. And we're going to mix them together, because they're pretty good. There we go. Lots and lots of damage. You just got to wait for it. And that is really powerful, obviously. But you have to be really strategic about how you use that. And depending on your EX levels, you're going to get that sooner or later. So you just have to prepare for it and plan for it. Lots of damage. Lots of stuff here. Lots of shards. Lots of raid currency. Hey, look at that. I'm under 2,000. All right, cool. So that's really it. They don't get the Brave Shift because they get Super Limit Burst instead. There was news about this. Cayenne, Kurasame, they are both Super Limit Burst units. I think we're seeing a lot of posts about this primarily because Machina and Queen are units that you can just Neovision Awaken to get their Super Limit Burst, and a lot more people who maybe don't have Lapis to pull or don't have tickets to pull for Cayenne or Kurasame are just awakening them and seeing the Super Limit Burst for the first time. Now we know how it works and why it works. That is pretty much it. Like I said, we were seeing lots of people with this question, so I wanted to address it even though I feel like it's a simple answer. There is obviously some complicatedness to it, depending on what level EX you have. But yeah, Super Limit Bursts, they're great. I'm really looking forward to using them in some of my clears on stuff. All right, have a good one, guys. Take care. You know what? I forgot something really important. If you've got a question you want to have addressed in a future video, make sure that you drop a comment either on this post for this Facebook group or drop a comment on the YouTube page. We really appreciate that. Would love to have some direct questions to try and answer next time. That way I'm not having to comb through all of our posts and stuff like that to grab them. I don't mind doing it. I'm reading them anyway. But I definitely would love to try and get some one-on-one interaction with people who have specific questions to ask. So if you've got one, I'd love to hear it. All right, this time for real, I'm going. Oh, did you notice my sweatshirt's back? It's a little cooler where I live, so I brought the sweatshirt back out.